What version are you hanging on to that you won't let die? We get stuck in these identities. We cling to the previous version of ourselves because that's what we know. That creates a lot of safety for us because our habits and routines are wrapped up in that. We know what life is like. And so it's very predictable. And that's what the mind prefers. When we have new actions or uncertainty come into view, that generally makes us uncomfortable because we don't know what's on the other side of that. That fear, that's our catalyst for growth. We have to have this idea of a brighter future in play of, I know that if I take these steps, and we want them to be conscious steps, we want them to be something that's meaningful to you, that is worth the risk per se, because a risk is just simply I'm taking a step and I don't know what's going to happen, and that could be good or bad. But really there is no risk, there's only these learning experiences. So every step I take, that gives me new information to bring into myself to try and work out. From every step I take, there are going to be follow-up steps. And so it's about softening and letting go of who we used to be in order to reshape ourselves. So we have to let these parts of ourselves die because a lot of times they're built on pain. They're built on not feeling good enough. They don't serve us. They're blocking us from moving forward. They're limiting our potential. That's why we need something that gives us enough push to propel us forward through the uncomfortable time, through the uncertainty. Our fastest growth path is, how can I tolerate the most uncertainty as possible in my life? And so you have to search yourself to discover what's your capacity for that. So your life might be very fixed. It might be very consistent. We might just be like, well, I don't see any other way. So what are some small steps I can take? And that's where we need to access creative thinking. We need some space to ourselves. We need to be relaxed and engaged and ask the deeper questions. What is it that I really want out of life? How can I start to take some steps towards that and create that and get some new energy flowing? We have no reason to change our identity if everything's working for us. So it's usually in the areas that we're struggling. It's usually in the areas that we're built on pain, and I feel like I'm sacrificing myself in the process, that I really cling to the safety of that, because I've adapted in these ways that at least I know what's coming next, and it's not something that's fearful. Okay. But that's what limits us, that's what suppresses us, that's what makes us feel not happy and fulfilled, is because we know there's more on the other side of us. We've just really shut that aspect down. And so when we're dismantling identity, it's really about facing fears. What fears underneath all that? What's motivating you to stay the same all the time when there is this other part of you that wants more? There's this other part of you that wants to grow. It's allowing yourself to explore that, and it doesn't have to be action right away. It's just more of, let's let our mind go there. Let's go a little bit deeper into thought. Let's ask some deeper questions so that we can actually start to identify something that's more meaningful or a better version, where I don't have to settle, where I'm not stuck in this pattern just trying to stay safe. Because if I go into that and I overcome it, I get stronger on the other side. But then that has huge payoff where we build a lot of confidence, where we start to look at other areas of our life because we've done it over here, so why can't I do it over here? And oftentimes we build maybe some aspects of our lives we're happy with, but it can really be all if we apply that same process over and over again. So that's going to be continuously remodeling your identity and who you think you are, and upgrading your beliefs to support that. It's processing and doing away with the fear that's no longer valid. So the fear is just coming from a place of pain, and you've probably conquered it already. It's just we've left it in a bad place, and we're still believing that it's true for us now. It's allowing us to face the fear, process it, and let it go, and expand our mind into possibility again rather than limitation.